Hello and welcome to the press conference of United Nations Security Council and Dhaka Residential Model College Model United Nations Conference 2020. My name is Ahmed Kavishan and I'm proudly serving as the Chief of Press. Alongside me, I have our sub-editor, and we also have the Honorable President of Security Council. Sir, would you please introduce yourself? Thank you. So we have the correspondents present in the committee alongside the members of the committee. So we prefer thank you. We would request two volunteers, two countries of this committee to give us a brief in 20 seconds or less to let us know what happened. Are there any volunteers from here from? We'll hear from all first Russia, then France, then Germany, then Russia. Floor is yours.
There has been certain negotiation, there has been talks, there has been talks about counter-terrorism, there have been talks about UN intervention, there has been talks about the status of Jerusalem and certain other talks. So Russian Federation believes that at the end of the committee, there shall be consensus and we could find a solution for the bloody conflict that has been going on in the region for the last 70 years. Thank you.
Sir, the delegates of the United Nations Security Council have talked about the feasibilities of the two-state solution and the one-state solution. We have talked about the status of Jerusalem, and the delegates have also talked about terrorist activities that are going on in the region, especially in the Gaza Strip. We have talked about the UN intervention along with NATO and other foreign intervention in the region. Thank you, sir.
Germany.
Thank you, everyone. In addition to what our fellow delegates, Russia and France has already said, we also discussed about whether Hamas is an terrorist organization or not. We have talked about the legitimacy of the settlements in the West Bank, and above all, we have talked about how we can find solutions to ultimately ensure that peace reigns in the region where so many blood has been shed, so that their lives don't go in vain.
Thank you, Honorable Chief of Press. For the past 2 days, we have been talking about how the recent Hamas conflict has caused more escalation of violence in the region. We have also addressed the illegal settlements in Jerusalem. We have addressed the ways or methods of counterterrorism in the Council. We have also addressed how the military intervention has caused more impact in our country. In the region. We have also been discussing about a peace agreement between Israel-Palestine, which is likely to be brokered by the UAE, which is in an ongoing process.
Thank you. We will now open the floor for questions. Are there any questions? You can raise your placard. We will begin with AFP of BBC. The press why China favors Israel's proposal about this conflict. Israel's proposal of peace solution. Why China favors this proposal?
Being important great ambassadors of peace. We will favor any proposal, any treaty, any agreement that would bring forth a solution to this long-lasting agenda and crisis that has been lasting for decades now. So, if there's any solution that any countries can bring forward to, if China will try its best to support it, mediate it, and hopefully bring an end to this crisis. Thank you.
USA has backed out from Iran
Please, dear IPC member, please keep in mind that the USA's delegation, the USA's backing of the Israel has spanned for over several decades now, and we have no intention of backing out from from, supporting Israel.
According to Israel, the past attempts of aggression have been labeled as self-defense. Their press wants to know how long will Israel keep attacking innocent Palestinian citizens?
As long as there is men and children, including children, they use civilians as shield to protect themselves from the attacks of Israel. The attacks launched by Israel are meant to eradicate terrorism from the region of Gaza. So as long as the terrorists continues to keep infiltrating the region with their influence, we will keep attacking the terrorists to eradicate from them from the region. Thank you. Followed by
the first wants to go from the of Egypt. Egypt has done in promoting the steps taken by the OSC in this conflict.
To the Honorable IPC conference, are you seeing the question?
What Egypt has done in steps taken by OSC regarding this issue.
The delegate of Egypt would like to abstain from commenting on this matter.
That's everyone must raise their permission. We will
What are some of the alternatives of peace? The the international press wants to know from the delegate of Canada.
Yeah.
The honorable press member rephrase his question.
They want to step towards
Israel-Palestine conflict. So Canada believes always in peace and has been performing justice in different parts of the world by providing aid. We believe that the settlements that are illegally occupied and annexed by the Israeli people should be moved back to the Israeli territory, where Palestinian people deserve their right to their homeland, right to their freedom. We believe that through this session, at the last of this committee, we'll come to a solution where we'll stop bloodsheds and actually have a fight in peace. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. The last two questions are going to be by correspondent of CNN. Then she.
The press wants to know what are the reasons for France to support Israel, even if they are the ones who are hurting the innocent Palestinians.
Honorable Correspondent, ma'am, please understand that France did not ever mention that they only support Israel. We have repeatedly mentioned that France believes in a peaceful two-state solution, and we want to give Palestinian peoples as well as the Israelis the equal amount of stake matter regarding their borders and about how the two-state solution will take place. France has never explicitly said that they only support Israel. Thank you.
Last question posed by one.
Since the Israelis and Palestinians cannot coexist till now, the press wants to know from the delegate of Germany how can this unification help end the conflict. Over here, what we must know is that unification, what we believe will come through shared capital, is a gradual process, not a one-day thing. First, what we need to do is reduce violence in the world. When we are reducing violence, say, for example, by reducing arms supply, then if there is no war in the region for about a decade, people will start getting neutral towards each other. because they don't know any more murderers in the region. And then after the neutrality, slowly and slowly, as they live together, they'll start living happily and friendly in a way so that they can coexist. And that's what we call reunification. Thank you.
Now, the Honorable President of Security Council to share his remarks, his thoughts, and how the committee is progressing.
A very complicated issue that has not been solved in decades, actually, but yes. Delegates are trying to discuss this they are trying to discuss it as much as possible. And of course, there are some solutions being proposed by every member present here, but yes, some solutions that are feasible for some countries may not be feasible for the other countries, but yes, the root of the essence here is that Israel and Palestine need a peaceful solution here, not just for one, but for both here. So let's see what happens. As moderator of the committee, I cannot influence the delegates' discussions, but yes, if there is a good solution, there can be one. Otherwise, at least discuss the problem well enough so that we can show that, yes, we did not leave any stone unturned. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. We just have been joined by the Honorable Rapporteur of the Council, so we'll give the floor and ask him how important it is for the Council to find the resolution of this conflict.
As we know, the Israel-Palestine conflict has been going on for decades. And problem is that Israel and Palestine have been a lot of civilians getting in. There have been a lot of casualties, and we have to stop those casualties. So if the committee does not come to a consensus or a solution, these casualties will keep on going, and will eventually create a system where there's hate between the Jews and the Muslims.
Thank you, sir. With that, we have to end the press conference of UN Security Council at DRMC Model Event Conference 2022. Until the next press conference happens, please stay tuned on the Facebook page for further updates. We will take your bye right now.